Wait a second, if Elon's out, that means Putin's president? Yeah, I dunno, I'm confused. Just a heads up, MAGAs are gonna be so broke once these tariffs kick in, that they're gonna have to rent the libs instead of owning them. Oh, thank God we will save masculinity. Trump's mainly tariffs. Pundit believes it could reverse crisis in masculinity. See, you don't understand. If you're a true-blooded American like me, there's nothing more manly and masculine than collapsing the economy. Analysis. Trump is finally giving us the recession that Biden could never deliver. Oh wow, you know things are going really well when they break out the turnip photos. If you're worried about food tariffs, adopt a frugal mindset and cook smarter. Learn to shop for groceries like a thrifter and work on eliminating waste. Oh, what's that? You're worried about grocery prices? Aw, just suck it up and eat beetroot soup, you liberal wimp. Perhaps the largest recipient of corporate welfare in history decries those on food stamps or abusing social services. Veterans getting fired, social security is at risk, and Elon is telling you what you don't need in government, and all while he got a $6 billion SpaceX contract today. It's simple, he makes money on you. MAGA's logic is really something. Poor people needing food stamps? That's unacceptable. But multi-billion-dollar contracts for dear leaders? That's absolutely fine. That's gonna make America great again, guys. And speaking of dear leaders, in an absurd waste of taxpayer dollars, President Baby Hands is spending $92 million of your money on a military parade for his birthday. Absolutely peak insecurity. Trump plans a $92 million military parade honoring himself. Donald Trump is pulling straight from the dictator's playbook. See, spend all the money you want on your little parade, but there's going to be a huge parade on your un-birthday, Donnie, and it's going to cost $0. Yeah, well, not exactly zero. I'm going to buy some expensive whiskey and celebrate. That implies a burst of consumer spending, which might just fix the economy solely on the back of mass celebrations. Just like all the Republicans cancelling town halls. Scared to face the music. Quack quack, chickens. Breaking, Donald Trump just cancelled his press conference today because he's scared to face the American people amidst an economical collapse that he caused. Yep, that's terrible leadership. Imagine being this weak as president. The thing is, that's good and all, but imagine thinking this is what strong leadership looks like. He's a weak man's idea of a strong man. I mean, looking at some of the people that are blindly in MAGA, that makes pretty good sense. Wow, the Toronto Star this morning. Yep, we've lost Canada. Trump launches Golden Age of Stupid. Correction, y'all didn't lose us. Trump and his supporters did. Yeah, you lost us when the 51st state crap started. Thankfully, we know that there are saner heads that will eventually prevail, even if it takes until the end of term. And we happily accept brain drain from the US to Canada of professionals and skilled persons who would rather live in our nation. We know it isn't the majority of US citizens. However, the election showed us that about 76 million people can't be trusted. I'd argue that they lost us in the 2016 election and 2019 trade war. But threatening annexation and following up with another trade war just solidified the disgust. Trump is reportedly targeting the slavery section of the National Museum of African American History and Culture for possible removal. Black people aren't going to stand for this, says Nicole Hannah-Jones, the author of the 1619 Project. Trump targets a slavery removal from the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Yeah, Trump isn't racist, they say. Definitely, bud. Trump gives the entire country a new nickname. I've got a bit of a cold if you couldn't notice, and this shit Donald Trump impression is going to be even worse. The United States has a chance to do something that should have been done decades ago. Don't be weak, don't be stupid, don't be a panican. A new party based on weak and stupid people. Yeah, about that, Donnie, I think the party full of weak and stupid people is gutting the federal government, removing checks and balances, and collapsing the economies to own the libs. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result. I mean, if greatness is becoming an isolationist state with the rest of the world politically turning against you and that affecting you drastically economically, then yeah, you're gonna get greatness. But I don't really think that's actually great. I bet Trump really thinks panickin is a hilarious witty word because his handlers pissed themselves while he narrated the speech. You like that? Panickin, it's like panic and Republican put together. That will show the Democrats, right? Yeah, sure, Donnie. Great job, buddy. Now let's go get you a Big Mac. So he used panickin to bully Republicans rather than panicrat to mock Democrats. He knows he's losing his base. This right here. He is trying to pretend this was always the plan. Before now, he's got GOP voters to parrot whatever he said, and this is when he needs it the most. If base voters abandon him, GOP polls, most of whom hate him but are scared of him, will follow. Ugh, not fucking JK Rowling. JKR attacks John Oliver for his amazing pro-trans piece on sports. She is the one who's the anti-science person on the right. I understand why men like Oliver, who've consistently mocked anti-science people on the right, sold out initially. They didn't want to blow up their careers. Taking fashionable anti-women's rights positions was the cost of doing business. But it's time to read the fucking room. So she's just admitting that she didn't watch the episode or listen to anything he was saying. Yep, correct. The correct way to analyze things, without studying the subject to be analyzed. Curiously, I did that in university. I never graduated. Well, apparently you should have went into politics. Feed the elderly and children? Nope. Take care of the vets? Nope. Overinflated military budget? Republicans are all for that one. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. Coming soon, the first $1 trillion Department of Defense budget. President real Donald Trump is rebuilding our military. And fast. P.S. We intend to spend every taxpayer dollar wisely on lethality and readiness. Right, so federal workers are fired while the fascist attempts to spend $1 trillion for the military. Doge led all sectors in job cuts in March, with 216,000 of which all are federal jobs. So far this year, Doge has cut 279,000 jobs, an increase of 672% from the 36,000 cuts announced in the first quarter of 2024. See, all of those so-called savings? Yeah, about that, straight into the military. Cause you know what America needs? Another aircraft carrier. And a whole new air fleet. Yeah. We intend to spend every taxpayer dollar wisely on lethality and readiness. Versus, Trump orders $92 million 40-mile military parade for his 79th birthday. Oh, come on, give him some slack. Every dictator loves his war parade. Question for MAGA and GOP voters. Why did you vote to destroy our economy and put millions of Americans out of work, bankrupt thousands of American businesses, and destroy the retirement savings of millions of Americans? Is that even a question? Are you that stupid? It's to own the libs, of course. Donald Trump being a self-aware wolf. Are you allowed to impeach a president for gross incompetence? Well, if you can, Donnie, I hope they do it to you. Republicans in Congress can repeal every tariff tomorrow and take Trump's tariff authority away from him, but they choose not to. So every Republican in Congress owns every single bit of this. You can't hide from the voters forever.